Recognizes the gentleman from Maryland.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. They complain about delay at the IRS, and then they oppose funding to assist the overwhelmed workforce at the IRS, which is staggering under the weight of all of these obligations. This is the first time I've heard that telework was the source of the problem, but apparently that's what it is this week. Of course, we haven't had a real hearing, so we've had no witnesses on it, so somebody has apparently just dreamed that up. It's just been linked to the debt ceiling. Interesting that my colleagues on the other side of the aisle voted to lift the debt ceiling 3 different times under Donald Trump, who increased the debt of the United States by single-handedly by more than 20%. All of the debt of the United States under one president, more than 20%. Well, look, let's get back to the issue at hand. Members of Congress make very strange opponents of telework policy. Not because we don't work hard, because I think we do work hard, but we use telework all the time. Members of Congress might be in their district office working, they might be at a town hall meeting working, they might be here on the floor, they might be in a committee meeting, a subcommittee meeting, they might be meeting with constituents somewhere else, and I dare say the vast majority, if not all of us, engage in telework. And we wouldn't say to them, get back to work and stop teleworking. We understand that that's part of an overall telework policy. If people have employees who they think are abusing telework, well, they've got a problem with that employee or they got a problem with their supervisor. But it's, to my experience and knowledge, as someone who I admit may have been a little curmudgeonly in the way we're hearing some of the members are today, when the COVID-19 crisis started, the employees who are super productive at work will be super productive at home. In my case, that's almost all of them. In fact, I think it's all of them. If you've got an employee who blows off their assignments at work and doesn't turn it in, they will do the same thing if they're working from home. That's a question of supervision. So the real issue is why all of a sudden they want to turn against a decade of progress on telework policy and start affixing to it all of these other problems. And for that, I don't understand, other than people seem to want to blame the federal workers for everything. Those workers belong to all of our districts. They're all across the country. 80% of federal workers are not in Washington, Maryland, or Virginia. They are all over the country, working everywhere from military bases to Indian reservations to public health service corps, to you name it. These are our people, these are American citizens, and they deserve something a lot more than the implied contempt of suggesting that if they use telework, they're not really working. I'm happy to